So you want to be a Rimworld employee? With this short onboarding video, we will show you the do's and don'ts of the wondrous working world of the Rim. Hey, Circlo, what you up to?
Oh, hey, Cubert. I was just about to not subscribe to Corgi Greyhound.
Did you notice Circlo's mistake? Pause the video now and discuss with your onboarding director.
Welcome back to hell, everybody. You know, there's a lot of ways to play this silly little game, and I thought today we'd sit down and do something very few people seem to actually care about doing. We're going to do an entire Anomaly playthrough, all the way to the victory condition. Anomaly is the expansion that adds eldritch horrors and forbidden void knowledge, as well as giving us such incredible relics as the Golden Cube. We're gonna go full SCP with this bitch and make sure we run the colony as the most heartless psychopathic beings known to man. Corporate executives. Deep within the mountains above the Biko Ocean lies the Bureau of Anomaly Containment and Otherworldly Neuroscience, or BACON for short. Spearheading this workforce is a hardworking occultist, Director Mullen, with his associates, Dr. Blackrose and Agent Cohen, as well as their office Ghoul, who will get a patron name. Welcome, Lack Attack. They will study the darkest antediluvian beings to ever scorch this reality. The Bureau follows a simple ideology. They of course answer to the board of directors and hate anyone who doesn't fit the workplace culture. Other items of note include inhumanization being required. You have to be a soulless corporate shill to survive this colony. And lastly, physical love is prohibited. This is a workplace, you sickos. Alright, let's get started here. We're gonna build the entire facility around the ancient monolith, our one conduit to the Void Realm. You know the drill here, we gotta get the classics out of the way. Nourishment cubicles, productivity containment barriers, mandatory brake installations, and of course, shitty-ass wind turbines. With everything our beloved employees need to survive, it's time to commune with the monolith and begin the spiral towards infinite knowledge. Welcome to Anomaly, everyone. The main way of getting anomaly research beyond just studying the monolith is by capturing and studying anomalous entities that will slowly reveal themselves over the course of the game. We're just finishing getting our freezer up and running when we run into our first entity, the Sight Stealer. These little guys are pretty weak in small numbers, so this should be real easy. Go Lack, kill! Well, we have no containment cells even close to being ready yet, so we'll just use our new freezer in the meantime. Nothing like grabbing your food while being stared at by a horrific being from beyond space and time. Well done, everybody! You earned actual beds instead of sleeping on the hard ground. Oh, what's this? An office romance? Normally these would be frowned upon, but this one involves Mullen. The rules don't apply to the boss, so this will be just fine. We'll at least get some bedrooms down so we can keep the office PDA to a minimum, for the sake of productivity, of course.
You insolent fools know not the power contained within this vessel. I am the Lord of all.
Finally, a table. That was a close one. We almost had a workplace riot on our hands. We also get the kitchen up and running. We're gonna primarily be making vegetarian meals, as we need to save as much raw meat as we can for our ghouls. Ghouls are powerful in combat and have rapid health regeneration, but the trade-off is they can only eat raw meat. Too long without it, and they'll go meat crazy and start attacking everyone they see. Oh hey, speak of the devil. Well, there's plenty of wildlife to go slaughter for the sake of delicious, delicious meat, so we'll be okay for a while. Oh shit, our first raid from the Choke group. Okay, they're no match for Lack's attacks. All right, let's see if they'd be a good potential hire. Oh, a drug addict. I don't think you'd be a good fit for our office environment, so we're gonna have to deny your request. Apologies. With our little workshop set up as well, we can get some workplace attire queued up. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, hey, Lack is starving again. Let's go for some big game this time, like a muffalo, to keep him satiated for a while. This is a business, not a daycare. People are starting to get a little pissy since we lack an HR manager. Preferably, we want somebody with decent social skill, and nobody here really has that. So we may be without an HR manager for a little bit. Hospital done, and work has begun on the meeting room so we can properly promote Mullen. Progress is suddenly interrupted, however, by a group of ducks wandering in. All these corporate drones are horrible at animal handling, so we'll take what we can get when it comes to livestock. Mullen's research on the monolith is making great progress. Apparently it is a doorway to a hidden dimension within the substructure of space-time. Well, it's great and all, but if that's the case, then we have some forms to fill out. The workload is truly endless. Mullen can't wait till his paid vacation. Though in order to qualify for it, we have to make sure his job title is properly updated. We'll call a quick Zoom meeting to properly introduce everyone to their site director. It seems the rival Furry Corporation has taken notice of the new leadership and they're sending a corporate takeover. We'll handle this smoothly and professionally by dispatching our horrific abomination to tear them to shreds. Good job, Lack. Now feast. Speaking of, a transport pod just crashed down. Normally we'd see a potential hire from this, but instead this one contained another ghoul. Well, at least now we have one to study. Come on, Erica, on to your forever home. The fact that we didn't get a potential hire from the pod really highlights how short we are on active workers. We'll need to call another Zoom meeting to begin a hiring initiative. Ah yes, welcome the new intern, Park. Armed with his steel box cutter, he will be a valuable employee here to handle all the bitch work like hauling and cleaning. Welcome aboard. Cohen throws a party to welcome the new intern. Nobody shows up, so it's canceled immediately. Hilarious. I mean, tragic. All right, we have a pretty decent basic setup going on here. I think we can finally start laying down these containment cells in actual designated areas. Thankfully, we have plenty of granite here to make some hefty walls for these cells. Park called Mullen a bee, and Mullen freaked the fuck out. He is no bee. He is the goddamn queen. Know your place, intern. The first phase of monolith research is complete. The horrific machine intelligence of unimaginable complexity sits just behind the thin veil. In order to attune to the monolith and reach the next phase, we'll need to find and study at least 3 more monolith entries in the codex. Good thing these containment cells are well underway. We'll celebrate by hosting an office pizza party. No raises though. Okay, back to work. Yes, we finally unlocked access to my biggest Rimworld addiction of all, nutrient paste. The Ideologian doesn't actually enjoy nutrient paste, but thanks to the nutrient paste expanded mod, we can make a slightly improved nutrient paste that has no negative mood debuff at the cost of taking more nutrient material to make each meal.
I love this product. It is so good.
Oh, what's this? A transport pod, huh? A pig skin named Meatball. Hilarious. His stats are not too bad, really good mining and medical. Meatball, we think you would be a great addition to our team. Time for your onboarding program. Trust me, the irony of having a pig skin in a colony called Bacon is not lost on me. Alright, we mentioned bacon too much and now Lack is hungry again. We'll have to take out another muffalo. Oh my god, they're all attacking. Okay, they're all dead. Thankfully, Lack was just downed instead of killed, so the Muffalo left him alone to heal. The ghouls can fully recover as long as their heads and torsos remain intact, so we got lucky there. Uh-oh, our horrific Muffalo sacrifice has called upon the Underground Meatman Council. Oh, hey, look at that. Lack even left one alive for us to study. Good boy, you get extra flesh chunks tonight. Alright, while we continue to build up the facility and wait for more anomalies, we should probably start getting some positive opinion with the nearby factions. We'll accept this quest to let this faction leader's friend stay at our facility for a while, and much like most nepotism hires, he will not do any work. Welcome, Erwin. We all equally hate you. Cassandra has blessed us with a stimmy check from orbit. This injected wealth is going to be a great corporate upstart for us. It will also increase the difficulty substantially, but we're fine. We have Lack to protect us. We definitely need more containment spots. You can house multiple in the same space, but it lowers the containment strength of a cell, which is of course very dangerous. We end up deciding on making a low-level containment cell for weak little guys with low containment thresholds like sight stealers and finger spikes. That way we can utilize less space and less machines for the same delicious output. A blind healer named Harvey shows up from the wilderness and offers to join the colony. We sense there is something they aren't telling us. As sketchy as that is, they hold a powerful ability called unnatural healing. Clearly this must be studied in detail. Welcome aboard, Dr. Harvey. Winter is rapidly approaching. We should start getting more of these areas enclosed and heated. A major priority being the farms, which we can keep alive with some transparent roofs and heaters. Sun lamps are too power hungry for us right now. Oh shit, dude, Lack almost died to a swarm of rats. That was close. The first humanity break has occurred, and funny enough, it was Meatball. Because of the inhumanization precept, members of the Bureau are guaranteed their first mental break is a humanity break, causing them to lose all skill in social and artistic as their basic human social needs become distant memories. Perfect for our workplace culture. It's winter time! Look at the beautiful snow beginning to pile up. Looks like the intern is getting into the holiday spirit too. Good for him. God damn, Cohen snapped too. Seasonal depression hits hard, I guess. Okay, main walkways are enclosed. Now to slap down some heaters before it gets too cold and everybody fucking dies. Ah yes, flickering lights. A sign of a good central heating system. It's gonna be a little while before we get the geothermal generator research done, so good luck everybody. We have more important matters to take care of. We've received information about a holy relic to our Ideologian, the relic of a lost god, said to be the depiction of a deity whose tribe collapsed under their own obsession. We will watch this quest line with great interest. The time has come for Erwin the Temp to leave us. To be honest, I forgot he was even here. Bye, Erwin. Goodbye. As we swap out one useless worker, we bring in a new hire. Meatball is finally recruited. Or should I say, Agent Meatball. Your first task will be helping swap these wood walls out with marble ones. Fire Marshal has been on corporate's ass about the workspace not being up to code. Oop, Cohen had another mental break. That's right, Cohen. Take it out on the intern. That's what they're there for. A small Neanderthal raid from Booman charges in. These guys hit hard, so Lack may need some backup on this one. Go, combat team! Mullen rolls in wielding a pump shotgun, and he's tailed by the equally armed colleagues, Dr. Blackrose with a bow and arrow, Agent Cohen with a small knife, and the intern with a box cutter. Perfect. Lack gets very close to death, so we have have him retreat for a moment, sending in Harvey, the blind terror, to rip them apart. This turns out to be an incredibly stupid decision, and he almost dies as well. Who could have guessed this would happen? Not a horrible opportunity though. With him unconscious, we can freely imprison him to convert him and see if he chooses to betray us like all these wandering anomalies tend to do. We also wanted to capture this one raider, Occam. They have pretty decent stats, but unfortunately have unwavering loyalty, so we won't be able to recruit them. Well, at least not in their current state. Welcome to the Bureau, Occam. You'll be getting a new patron name, Mischievous. Welcome in. We've just received a signal from a crypto drone containing useful information about the relic of a lost god. If we tell it to crash down by the facility, we can hack it and steal the info for ourselves. We'll have to defend it from raiders from Poyu, though. Solid name. The first raid goes pretty well, but they'll keep sending more every 8 hours until we get this spaceship hacked. Mullen has some work to do. Though if they just keep sending one guy like they did here, this should be completely fine. Mullen finishes hacking the ship, and it's so happy that it explodes with joy. Fighting off these pigskins reminds me it's probably time to get some basic defenses up. Our basic ghouls are already struggling to keep the raiders at bay as is. Oh hey look, Harvey betrayed us. Crazy, wow, I never saw this coming. Anyway, back to work on re-recruiting him. Alright, I was really hoping we'd find someone better at social to be our HR manager, but that doesn't seem to be likely anytime soon. Dr. Blackrose hasn't lost her humanity yet, so we should utilize her small social skill while we still can. Congrats on your promotion, Dr. Blackrose. Okay, enough celebrating. Back to work, everyone. Very nice of Lack to encourage Mullen to do his research. The inspiration was a success. Finally, we can suck those sweet, sweet earth juices up for delicious power. As I'm looking over our lovely facility here, it dawns on me that 2 of our ducks are still alive. I had zero faith they would live this long, so I think they each earned patron names. Kayla and Kalo, enjoy your eternal prison. It's been a little too long since our last anomaly discovery. Thankfully, we can use the void provocation ritual to grab a pointy stick and poke the monolith for a while until it shows us something cool. Boom rat shamblers. Oh, okay, well thankfully they don't explode as zombies, so that's fine for us. None of them survived our ghoul onslaught though, so no new specimens for us, sadly. Entity escape. Uh-oh. This is one of the dangers of shoving multiple entities in one cell. One breakout means they all break out, or, well, most of them. The ghoul seems pretty content in their new home. Okay, we need more food. These farms aren't cutting it. With our heat suck machine giving us plenty of power, we can finally consider getting into hydroponics. A few days later, it's time for another void provocation. Let's see what the void coughs up for us today. Core Hulks. Okay, these guys are actually pretty dangerous. They are super squishy and weak up close, but at range they fire very accurate spikes in their bodies and shred people to pieces.
Yo guys, it's me, Charlie. Hey, did that guy just turn into sand?
That's alright, Meatball can take them. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll host a wrongful termination ceremony to honor the fallen. We'll always remember you, Meatball. Okay, back to work. Their sacrifice was not in vain, and we now have enough anomaly entries to reach the next level of the monolith. Advanced entities are now able to show up, so we should get another hiring initiative out of the way here to get more hands on deck. Ah, never mind. The Bureau is not a place for hopes and dreams. Oh boy, it begins. The meatmen are ripping a new butthole into the earth. As you can see, we have some more, shall we say, complex meat creatures showing up now. Tri-spikes and tough spikes. Or as I call them, more meat for our ghouls to eat. Mysterious cargo quest. I see no way this could possibly go wrong. A Revenant vertebrae. Oh god, oh fuck. We gotta hook this thing into a containment chamber before it regenerates itself. Revenants are awful to deal with, and I'd rather hold off fighting one for as long as I possibly can. Revenants provide us with advanced anomaly research, so we can finally start working towards ghoul enhancements. Soon, my beautiful abominations. Soon you will contain unrivaled power. Alright, time to investigate this pit gate. We'll send the ghouls in to do some scouting and hopefully find whatever horrid being rules this demiplane. After a lot of meat punching, we seem to have found the source. Some huge living entity is hidden behind this wall of flesh. We will be taking them out, but we're gonna leave them be for now. I have plans for this pit before we destroy it. Oh hey look! Some donkeys wandered in to join the ducks. They will both get patron/channel member names. Welcome donkeys. You will henceforth be known as Noah and Ragdoll. Okay, meat supplies are a constant struggle while trying to maintain 2 beautiful baby ghouls. Thankfully, we may have a solution thanks to the questionable ethics mod. Using the biofuel refiners, we can turn foodstuffs into nutrient solution, then distill that into protein mash, then use a combination of the two to make synthetic meat. In most cases, hay doesn't qualify, but if we first turn it into biomass insulation slabs, then we can use it in the refinery. This whole process is extremely inefficient, but at least supplies us with quote-unquote raw meat. Uh-oh, a distant shriek. Something is out there, not unsettling in the slightest. Oh, it's just a sight stealer. All right, sick. Now there's nothing to distract me from installing some nice mood lighting. Ooh, we finally unlocked Ghoul enhancements. Now we can install a plethora of extremely painful augmentations onto our ghouls in exchange for movement speed and increased hunger. While we work on crafting some of those, we can do another experimental surgery in the meantime. We're gonna give Lack the hulkification surgery from the LTS integrated implants mod. This will render him far slower, but significantly stronger in melee. All right, folks, listen up. We're short-staffed, so we're going to accept a temporary corporate merger. We'll help these 3 drifters out for a couple weeks in exchange for their sweet, sweet labor. Welcome Violet, Holub, and Aletta. Finally. Child labor. These guys aren't the only new recruits. Harvey is back as well. Hope you enjoyed your vacation, Harvey. Your pay will be docked accordingly. Biggest issues right now. We are short on steel and components, and there's a group of shamblers coming in for an attack. We'll send Lack and Mischievous out to... Oh, well, fuck. That's okay though, because we just finished researching Ghoul resurrection. We just have to hurry and make the serum before her body rots. Ah shit, we need twisted meat to make this. Well, say goodbye to one of the gore hulks, everybody. We need it for meat. Welcome back, Mischievous. There is no escape from the eternal corporate circus. Now go attend the mandatory office pizza party to celebrate. The pizza party was so great that the drifters got upset about not being invited and left. This narrative that I'm building for them makes this message a lot funnier.
Violet says she won't forget what you've done.
We're readying our sticks for another void provocation when an imp raid comes barreling in. After a brief fire hazard, they get absolutely decimated by our ghouls. We even obtain a new prisoner. I mean, volunteer overtime enthusiast, Morg. They unfortunately are unwavering, which is more unfortunate for them than us. Okay, we're nearly out of components, and most of the methods of getting more require more components to do so. So time to start stripping. More meat men manifest menacingly, so we begin construction of an old friend, the funnel. We'll also shove some metal plates into Mischievous's skin for some improved combat prowess. Finally, we're getting enough cloth production that we can afford to carpet these bedrooms. Of course, everybody will be getting sterile, boring gray carpet. Remember our corporate motto, everybody. Individuality impedes productivity. Okay, so some merchants just came by, and I see they're selling a sentience catalyst. These things increase the intelligence of a creature by 1 tier. Now hear me out. Something like a hyper-intelligent donkey could be useful when trained, but I can't pass up the opportunity of having a hyper-intelligent, useless duck. Congrats, Kalo. Or should I say, Dr. Kalo. New anomaly alert! The Devourer. Oof. These guys are giant walking vor machines. Here, let me show you. We'll need to beat the crap out of this thing before it fully digests Slack. At least there's only one, for now. Ah, yes, finally, we've unlocked Brain Wipe. With this, we can only slightly irreversibly damage Morg's brain to the point that they will no longer be unwaveringly loyal to their old faction. At least after they sit in a brainwipe coma for a few weeks. It will be worth it, I promise. Okay, we still really need components and I'm getting desperate. So I think it's time to crack open a cold ancient danger with the boys and hope there's some components inside. Mechanoids and Luciferium, both equally as terrifying. Oh hey, a skill trainer for cooking. Finally, we can have an expert chef waste their talent processing food into delicious paste. My hopes for components are dwindling fast, so we'll take out our rage on these sleepy little guys in the crypto sleep caskets. Maybe we can get a few potential hires out of it too. Lack unfortunately falls in the heat of battle, but we still have Ghoul resurrection serums around, so we can bring him back ASAP. The tragic temporary loss of our beloved pet Ghoul is enough to send Mullen over the edge into finally breaking his humanity. Took him long enough. Quick reminder for how these guys work. They target one colonist at a time, suck their brain juices out, and incapacitate them, and then turn invisible and run away. The afflicted pawns can't come back until the Revenant is destroyed. Finding said Revenant is incredibly difficult, but gets easier after each attack. The best way to take these guys out is with Disruptor Flare Packs, which require components. The Revenant seems to know a beautiful man when it sees it and goes for Mullen first. Thankfully, everybody was nearby to mercilessly beat the shit out of the Revenant until it dropped a flesh chunk for us to analyze and start tracking it. Step 1 complete. It's business as usual for the next few days as we await the next attack, which ends up being towards our crypto sleep prisoner, Lekem. I didn't know they could go after prisoners. Well, we'll consider this one a freebie then. Thanks, Revenant. Okay, next chunk analyzed. Now we can hear the Revenant when any of our colonists are close to it. That would be great for hunting it down with disruptor flares. Thankfully, in the last few days, we've scrapped together enough components to make a single pack, which Harvey can hold on to for us. A rudimentary flashbang shouldn't affect him anyway, since he can't even see. Entity escape. What amazing timing. Alright, which one is...
Oh my god! Oh,
Of course it's the Revenant. So here's the thing. Each Revenant has their own biosignature, so this piece of shit will have their own separate flesh chunk analyzation process. Our time limit is now ticking closer twice as fast. Dr. Blackrose is the first victim to this one. At least the married couple is together in psychic hell. Fuck it, time to give the blind guy a gun. Harvey, here's one of the fuckers nearby. Come on, where are you, you little freak? Aha, found ya! Oh my god, the ghouls are too slow to keep up with it. This is gonna suck. Oh good, we got one of the prisoners recruited just in time. Agent Colrose, welcome. Another Revenant attack, oh no. Oh, it's just the intern. Nothing of value was lost, carry on. Yet another flesh chunk from the first Revenant brings us to the most important discovery phase. Now we can see the Revenant if we get close enough, without even needing disruptor flares to reveal it. Back to hunting. Oh come on, really? The other one is attacking now too? Rimworld, stop! Leave Cohen alone, you Well, nobody was home to fight the Revenant that was sucking Cohen dry, so no flesh chunk from that one. With our last two conscious pawns and our far less useful pet ghouls, we have to focus all remaining resources on destroying the first Revenant. Not now, Sight Stealer, He lets out a shriek! More are coming! Fuck! Okay, Harvey almost died, so while he recovers, we're basically just down to the newbie. We do not return home until this thing is dead. Back off, Sight Stealers, now is not the time. Colrose goes down, but Harvey has mostly recovered. The great golden cube above grants us a moment of mercy as the next Revenant attack targets the already downed Colrose and gives our ghouls plenty of free shots. Oh my god, wait, what's going on here? Every time Colrose tries to crawl away from the Revenant, it resets the psychic trance. Go, ghouls. Tear this thing to shreds. Yes, we did it! One Revenant down! So many minds returned from the void, ready to hunt down the second one once we get more flesh chunks. But first, we need to stop Colrose from bleeding out, finally making use of Harvey's unnatural healing ability. Her arm splits open and a violent growth emerges from her body. She now has a fleshy tentacle for an arm. Incredible. Well done.
This guy stinks!
The second Revenant shows up a few days later, and thankfully our remaining ranks are able to beat the shit out of it before it gets away. Sweet, sweet bliss. Oh yeah, also a mechanoid cluster lands nearby, but frankly I am far too ecstatic about surviving two Revenants at once to even care about that at the moment. Everyone welcome to the company. May your time here be as Revenantless as humanly possible. Speaking of new recruits, we should get on the train every company is doing nowadays and start replacing jobs with AI. We'll call in the Mechanator ship and get started on some basic robotics. Okay, we can just extract the- wait, blood feed? What? Oh, interesting. The genetic drift mod occasionally assigns random genes to pawns for a little genetic variety, you know? Apparently, Lekam got the blood feeder xenogerm. Wild. Well, anyway, Cohen installs her Mechanator chip and gets us a free Constructoid. And then it's time to take on the Mechanoid cluster. As you can see here, the component deficit is causing major issues for us. That's it, we're taking out our anger on the pit gate. Yes, there she is. The mother of meat, the sultan of sinew, the tower of tendons, the Dreadmeld. Prepare to meet your maker. As we hack and slash into her meaty form, she sloughs off more flesh beasts for us to fight. We can utilize this tight entrance to keep most of them from overwhelming our numbers. With the Dreadmeld dead, the pit begins to collapse around us. The remaining flesh beasts end up downing Lack, but we're able to scoop them up along with the Dreadmeld core and get the hell out. The pit gate collapses, and I know I said I had plans for it, but at this point, we're almost able to summon our own when needed. We are far too powerful to rely on the whims of Cassandra anymore. Our ancient danger gets infested with gross, icky bugs, and I try to boil them alive, but I just can't generate enough heat with shitty little campfires. So we have to do the dumb old-fashioned method and throw the ghouls at them. Cultist raid time! These guys are here to summon more meat men unless we can stop them in time. For whatever reason, they start and then immediately stop their ritual to come attack us like normal. Perfect! Join us at the funnel. Alright, with them gone and a rare moment of downtime washing over us, it's time to find some components. We send out a mining party to temporarily settle a few hexes away and get some delicious components for our starving corporate overlords. We get a quest to help a man named Korkoas escape from a raid of Neanderthals. We accept for good PR with the Empire, but more importantly, shuttle loot. Alright, let's just get set up at the oh shit, they're mining through the walls. No, stay back, you primitive fools! The Neanderthals are re-extincted, and we skip abduct another random enemy. This time, we're looking for a conduit to suck the youth from and keep our workers young forever via the chronophagy ritual. Ah yes, beautiful. Speaking of keeping our workers healthy and productive, the questionable ethics mod has a few more tricks up its sleeve. Here we have an organ vat. Using nutrient solution, we can grow artificial body parts and organs. I think it's about time we get Harvey some new eyes. While those are growing, we can get some other other improvements done too. A bioferrite generator to generate incredible amounts of power using the bioferrite these anomalies shit out, and utilizing the engine from the old shuttle we saved, we can make ourselves a nice company vehicle for some component mining missions. This also opens us up to more missions to retrieve info about the relic of a lost god, like this ancient facility. We can break in and do a little hacking to retrieve the info. Amazingly, there's no security drones of any kind here, only uranium and luciferium, a rare lucky break. The insects are getting jealous of all the attention the anomalies are getting, and they decide to infiltrate one of our empty cells. The IT department will handle these bugs swiftly. Meanwhile, time for another void provocation ritual. A death pall. Any corpse currently under the open sky will resurrect and become a shambler. We may need to do some hauling. This trade caravan will handle the dangerous work for us while we slowly move these desiccated corpses one by one into the ancient danger to prevent further incidents. Oh, the caravan is oh my god. Must have been quite a few corpses outside our walls. RIP trade caravan. Oh hey, here comes another one. And there they go. We gotta close this highway exit or something, for fuck's sake. We send out another mining party outside of the death pall to mine some components. We bring Lack for protection, and he immediately falls to a frag grenade. We'll shove his body into the shuttle and revive him when he gets home. Meanwhile, back at home, a warped obelisk crashes down near our mines. It possesses unimaginable energy of unknown variety. Well, we know it has to be done. Send the intern to investigate it. While that study session begins, it's time we extend our business endeavors to something far more profitable: oil drilling. Using the Vanilla Chemfuel Extended mod, we can drill for deep chem and process it into useful products like Chemfuel, Plasteel, and some other fun additions. Speaking of profits, an exotic good trader enters orbit. They're selling a tech print for advanced metabolism. This is huge for us. It will allow us to build nuclear stomachs, which significantly cut food requirements down in exchange for a high risk of cancer. Ghouls are immune to cancer due to their incredible self-healing, so we can cut down on our raw meat needs immensely. Pleasure doing business with you, Receptive Export Company of Voidborn Alliance. Not long later, a mech raid comes in. The genesis of the mechanoid portion of the game reminds me to add some automated defenses to the funnel. That will have to be after we fight off all these needlers and scorchers, though. We field some heavy injuries, but everybody still has to show up to work. We have another spacecraft to hack for relic info. You know the drill. We'll get constant raids until we finish hacking. First raid is down, but rather than continuing to hack, Mullen decides to take some paid sick leave and makes no progress before the next raid shows up. Great, Mullen, real cool. At the exact same time, some flesh beasts emerge and start squashing our backline. Okay, things are getting dire. It's time to actually use some abilities. Morg uses their fire breath to help deal with some of the meat men. Mullen rushes in to finish hacking, while Dr. Blackrose charges in and uses her biomutation lance to turn one of the heavily armored Blue Moon Raiders into a squishy tough spike. I'm sure this violates some sort of Geneva Convention, but we are not above war crimes here at Bacon. Cohen and Morg get very close to death, but end up scraping by before the Reaper claims them. I am so distracted by putting band-aids on everyone's boo-boos that I fail to force Mullen to finish the hacking, and another Blue Moon raid comes in. I would accept my responsibility in this, but instead I'll just blame the intern. Good job, Park. Real great. Thankfully, the ghouls had enough time to regenerate just enough to take out the remaining raiders and allow Mullen to finish hacking, freeing us from this endless cycle of raids. Oh hey, the obelisk is ready to be activated.
Okay, Park, please approach the obelisk. Well, shit.
Welcome to the back rooms. Park is gonna have to bust down doors and find his way out before he starves to death. Meanwhile, back in the material plane, our pet Devourer broke free, so things are going great in both dimensions, I'd say. Park befriends some vultures and snaps back to reality, and our age sponge Nicole keeps trying to break out of prison, so we remove her legs. Oh fuck, the orb is here. This is the Nociosphere. Nociosphere? The Nonosphere. The Nonosphere is an extremely powerful entity that is very easy to contain, but eventually it will stop responding to suppression and containment attempts at all. At that point, it will go on a murderous rampage for about 100 seconds before leaving forever. Do I have a plan for when that happens? No, but that's a future us problem. Quick monolith update while we're here. We need at least 6 more anomaly unlocks to reach the final monolith level. Sounds like it's time for another void provocation. Something from below. Interesting. I wonder what that oh god! Yes, the flesh mass, the Dreadmeld's cousin. This guy is gonna wrap his meaty tendrils across the entire region until we can destroy enough nerve sacs to learn how to eradicate it. Mischievous has become one with the meat. She lives here now. A breakthrough has been made! We can cause an electric pulse to put the flesh mass into cardiac arrest. Just have to carve a path through the meat mounds. Electric pulse, activate! With the heart broken, we can hook it up to a containment platform and use it as an infinite twisted meat generator, completely solving our ghoul hunger situation. Nice. This side of the map looks like randy blue chunks all over my save file. Morg gets extremely close to dying of malaria, and we turn a downed raider into yet another ghoul. Welcome Suge to the party. To celebrate, we will start building a hangar for the company shuttle. I'm sure this is what you wanted for your birthday, Suge. You're welcome. Time to poke the void again. Let's see what it spits up this time. A corrupted obelisk, not to be confused with the warped one from earlier. This one will need studying as well. Well, you know the drill. Get in there, intern. Worth noting a little side challenge I've been including here as well. If an anomaly can be deactivated, I'm avoiding doing so at all costs. The warped obelisk, for example, has been able to be deactivated since not long after Park returned from the backrooms, but it's here to stay for our playthrough. Okay, first obelisk research proc. Let's see, it reacts with living beings at a distance, blah blah blah. Wait, oh, it's this one. I'll leave it as a surprise for you guys until it happens, but for the true Corgi Greyhound fans, just know, we're not out of the woods yet. Tribal Raid, perfect test subjects for the upgraded defenses of the funnel. You know, the freezer is getting a little full of dead bodies. We are sufficiently dehumanized here at this point, so I think it's reasonable to start mass butchering and stocking up human meat for the ghouls. This is a point in Rimworld I don't get to experience often. Bountiful resources to expand, with dangers not quite scaling with my defenses just yet. I mean, clearly we can thank the ghouls and the shuttle for that, but let me enjoy this temporary moment of bliss after the pile of shit I crawled through for the Space Zoo video. We construct a new meat fridge, specifically for ghoul feed, and we set up a refinery to start converting deep chem into chem fuel to fuel our shuttle, just in time for a twisted obelisk to fall from orbit. Not to be confused with the warped or corrupted obelisk. This one is different. Shut up. Tell him, intern. Things have been going so well, I think everybody's earned another office pizza party. Okay, that's enough. Back to work. The corrupted obelisk is ready for use. This one allows us to create an exact duplicate of a colonist, with side effects, but an exact duplicate. We don't need a duplicate intern, so in this case, we'll be using the most important specimen within our ranks, Director Mullen himself. The duplication was a success, but we can't call you both Mullen. You will be Nellum. Welcome, Junior Director Nellum. Park, you're being moved to the broom closet until further notice. We finished building our chem fuel refinery, Morg traps himself in a wall, and a mech cluster barges in to raid on our parade. Oh, gross, a termite. These guys can dig through our walls and bypass the funnel. We do some tactical fighting maneuvers while using the corrupted obelisk as cover. Fun fact, every time it gets damaged, it becomes less stable. That's, not good. We'll have Nellum actively stabilize it while we pick off the remaining mechanoids. At the same time, another entity of ours is reaching instability, the Nonosphere. Within 10 days, it will stop responding to suppression completely. All right, nice. We have a ticking time bomb in our base now, so that's fun. Oh, even more fun developments. The duplication side effect has finally revealed itself. Mullen and Nellum are both suffering from duplication sickness. As long as two of them exist, they will suffer from a worsening sickness, lowering their consciousness. It's not fatal, but it is horribly incapacitating, and our workplace insurance will not cover it. I'm hoping we can find a way around this without having to kill Nellum off. I'll have to think about the... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, praise! Much like the obelisks, we will not, I repeat, will not destroy the cube. The cube is a massively obsessive relic that will slowly drive our entire colony insane as long as it exists. More specifically, as long as it exists on this map. Now, we could hold it in some outpost colony, but we would still need to keep someone stationed there to fight off raids. If only there was an easily accessible sub-level that is immune to raids. Remember that plan I had for the pit gate? Here it is! Now we just sit the cube down here and leave it there forever. Mullen is already cube curious though, so he will unfortunately be going through the very painful and long process of cube withdrawal. At such low levels of obsession though, it shouldn't be too bad. Evicting the cube into an underground meat prison has anchored the gods, and now our world is being plunged into darkness. Pretty soon, going into any unlit area will cause unseen creatures to attack like something out of Don't Starve. Bad timing, as we do seem to be out of steel. Well, gotta use what we have lying around, I guess, to smelt some down and build some floodlights. Alright, let's lock in. We need to destroy all three of these noctiliths to restore light to the world. Unfortunately, this also triggers attacks by noctils. This is gonna be messy. This one is pretty close to our walls, so we can bum rush the ghouls out there to start chipping away, and it begins. We do some very ill-planned combat while trying to retrieve Lack's body, but we manage to scrap by and kill the remaining noctils. One structure down, 2 to go. We're gonna be smarter about the next one and make use of our disruptor flare packs to light the path. I also apparently left a bunch of steel out here from an old mining task, and it's been mocking me from the darkness. We'll snatch some of that up first. The second noctil swarm comes in, but we are plenty more prepared this time. They fall without much trouble at all. We even managed to catch a few for studying. How humane of us, wow. The third and final noctilith falls about just as easily. Turns out about having anything more than just ghouls doing the dirty work is tactically beneficial. Who would have guessed? With the noctiliths over with, the sun returns to the sky, bathing our employees in beautiful healing sunlight before they have to go back inside to their cubicles. With the sun back, we have to catch up on some obelisk suppression. The twisted one got so unstable that it ended up partially activating on Mullen, turning his stomach into a flesh mass stomach. Painful, but prevents food poisoning. You're gonna start noticing more and more flesh tentacles and other anomalous body parts appearing on our pawns as time goes on here. That's because I've started using this obelisk to purposefully swap limbs out with the better tentacle variants. Don't worry, everybody signed a liability waiver, we're good. Incredible development, everybody. I went to use Harvey's unnatural healing on Mullen and it cured his duplication sickness. This means once the ability recharges again, we can use it on Nellum and be free from the duplication sickness for good. No consequences, yay! I hope you all haven't gotten used to seeing the sun again, because now a wave of toxic fallout is cloaking the entire region. Good thing we only allow very limited outside time for our employees. Quick monolith check. Oh, looks like it's ready to be awakened. We've still got a few codex entries missing though. We've already come this far, may as well fill these out while we get more combat equipped. A massive shambler raid swarms in. This could be a problem. You know what? This might be the perfect opportunity to discharge the no-no-sphere. Just gotta make sure we keep all of our people far away from it as it decimates one of the swarms. The sphere departs, leaving us with slightly less but still way too many shamblers. Fun times. We slowly chip away at those just in time for Mullen to enter his temporary cube coma. Stop being dramatic. As long as we have downtime here, we should engage in some good old-fashioned nepotism. Dr. Blackrose, I'm sorry, but you've been demoted from HR manager. We're giving that to Nellum, because of course we are. As if the toxic fallout wasn't enough, now we have blood rain. This hemogenic horror hinders happiness and harbors hysteria. Anything spending too long in the rain will go berserk. Thankfully, the toxic fallout has already killed almost every wandering animal, so we're mostly safe. A leathery stranger named Kozlov shows up imbued with death refusal charges. Of course, they will very likely betray us, like Harvey tried to, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. More meatmen attacks. As you can see, they've started tossing bulb freaks at us now too. We're definitely getting up there in difficulty. About a day later, we find a gross lump of gray flesh on the ground, implying one of us is not who they say they are. There's an impostor among us. Now, it is quite interesting that this only started after Kozlov showed up. We will have to seclude them for interrogation in our deluxe prison cells. No breaks in the meantime, though. We have codex entries to complete. We poke the void and summon an unnatural corpse. More horrifying memories of previous runs come flooding back to me. We need this thing destroyed as soon as possible before it grows in power and annihilates Morg. I'm a little worried though, so we'll use our newly discovered death refusal technology to give Morg an extra life, just in case. A thrumbo is wait, a thrumbo? Oh my god, this is the only way we could ever hope to have a thrumbo in this particular save. My glorious baby, welcome to the Bureau. It is only fitting to give this thrumbo the name of my channel artist and, more importantly, girlfriend, Homo. Another gray flesh chunk. Wait a minute. If you're still in here, and the flesh chunk is here, uh-oh. This is gonna be more difficult than we expected. We finished researching how to save Morg from the morgue and destroy the unnatural corpse, then we get visited by yet another new entity, the Chimeras.
Edward.
The Nepotism 9000 is ready for another duplication. Mullen will hop back in and bring us a new member of upper management, Lemons. Did I replace an L with an S? Yes. Did I just now realize this? Yes. But you know how we at the Bureau handle our mistakes. Blame the intern. Fuck you, Park. Cohen, thank you for coming in. Now, I don't want to damage our workplace culture here, but we've received anonymous reports that a gray flesh chunk was found in your bed. Now, I don't want to accuse you of anything, but if you did have a parasitic void creature living in your blood, we just want you to come clean. Oh god, no! A metal horror emerges from Cohen's body like the magic school bus exiting Ralphie.
Carlos!
Apparently, it was implanted from a shambler attack. Huh. Well, hey, sorry for accusing you, Kozlov. You will get no back pay for this. Ah, fuck, the Redditors are here. These hate chanters will shout mean things at us from outside our walls until we get mildly annoyed. They must be destroyed. Despite throwing well-crafted arguments at them, they just won't stay dead. Our ghouls can't keep up. It takes fucking forever, but we finally managed to get them all banned. Sweet, sweet peace. That metal horror filled out our remaining codex. Before we awaken the monolith, there's a few combat augmentations I'd like to try, however. Remember the hulkification surgery we performed on Lack? Well, there's an inverse of that as well. It makes the user brittle and small, but fast and evasive. We'll pair this with a Revenant spine that can be surgically implanted to allow temporary invisibility in combat. This is some very experimental technology, so who should be the one to test such a risky procedure? Thanks for volunteering, intern. Augments are all well and good, but numbers are always superior. Good news, Kozlov, you've been promoted. Your patron name will be Coffee. Welcome. We get her suited up and build a nuclear reactor, then a massive tribal raid comes in, surprisingly tearing our ghouls apart with ease. In a world of horrible void-born abominations, why is it that tribal raiders are still destroying us? After a recovery period, I think we're finally prepared enough for us to trigger the beginning of the end and awaken the monolith.
The sky darkens and a malevolent hum fills the air. The monolith has begun to awaken. Your actions have attracted the attention of something beyond human understanding. Prepare yourself.
The void structures arrive from the great beyond and a bunch of anomalous entities begin flooding onto the map. It begins. The void structures are accompanied by metal horrors, flesh beasts, and a variety of other wacky characters. We'll have to deal with the most aggressive of them first before we start attacking the structures. We kite the Noctils away and interact with the first structure, sending a wave of Gorehulks and Devourers towards us. The Hell Raid is successfully gunned down by the funnel, meaning we're pretty well set up for grabbing the second void structure. Coffee falls to a swarm of metal horrors, and the remaining forces prepare for the next wave as Mullen activates the structure. Round 2 begins, the sky darkens, and more creatures begin wandering in. Let's see what we have, shall we? Noctils and horrors, hulks that are gores, devourers come from the dark. All of our ghouls are shredded like fools, and management still blaming Park. Shamblers entangle from every angle now that the first structure is done. Our precious funnels reduced to a tunnel as they destroy every gun. There's a couple more coming, but Park keeps on gunning. He guaranteed won't let them pass. While Morg has set out to get all the dead out until he gets sick by the rock gas. During that musical number, Cohen went insane and fucking died. Your tickets will not be refunded. What will be refunded, however, is the mech link from Cohen's skull, which will be installed into Lekam's head to take control over our few mechanoids. We're in a bit of a dangerous situation here. The obelisks are destabilizing, and we can't easily make the trip out to suppress them. We send Nelum out for an emergency suppression mission, but get immediately interrupted by the cube pit spewing forth more horrors. Our defenses are still yet to recover from the Shambler assault, so yeah, here we go. Mischievous and Lack hold off the tough spikes in the greenhouse, which gives Lemons and Colrose enough time to stabilize the obelisk. Things chill out for a few days, giving us enough time to put some duct tape on our defenses and patch up some boo-boos. I think we may be ready to take on the final assault, claiming the final void structure. Okay, all void structures have been activated. The space around the void monolith has begun to shimmer. Get ready. More entities flood in. Morg gets caught with his pants down as Shamblers and Gorehulks flood the front lines. The monolith begins slowly twisting as it counts down to a full connection to our reality. Lack falls, followed by Suge. The void fully connects as metal horrors spew from the infinite fracture manifesting within the facility. Black Rose distracts them just long enough for Mullen to rush in and commune with the void until... The Void Node. An object of infinite power, capable of bending reality and consciousness to its whim. Mullen could sever the connection from the Architect devices, thus closing the link between worlds and freeing us from the Void's influence. Or, he could embrace the Void and become one with it, securing unfathomable power. If you've been watching this whole video, you probably know which one Mullen is going to choose. Mullen returns to the world no longer connected to his humanity. He no longer requires sleep or comfort. The Void cares for him and nourishes him. With his new infinite power and knowledge, there is only one thing left to do. Thanks for watching as always. I thought it would be nice to finally get to one of the endings in Rimworld, and this was a great time, albeit extremely time-consuming. Thanks again to my patrons and YouTube members. You guys make these videos possible. Mullen will get you a 2-cent raise at the next board meeting. Until next time...